Welcome back to The Edge. Time for our high school game time segment. You know, the WIAA member schools will vote Tuesday on whether or not to add what's called a multiplier to private school tuition numbers when determining state tournament division placing. Now, in the proposal, a private school's enrollment number would be multiplied by 1.65 to determine their playoff division. Now, that would mean private schools would be moved into larger divisions for state titles than public schools with identical enrollments. The amendment was proposed by the members of the Six Rivers Conference in southwestern Wisconsin, who say they feel private schools have the advantage of not having geographical boundaries. The proposal got more than 10% of signatures required from the member schools to be put up for a vote for the entire WIAA. The multiplier proposed will be voted on at the WIAA this week. Now, the author of the proposal, Jim Seidenberg, was not available to comment to Fox 11, but did tell the Journal-Sentinel last month, quote, "We felt especially that non-public schools in larger population areas have an unfair advantage because they've got access to greater numbers of students. They can pick and choose who comes to that school, which we don't have that luxury, really. Whoever we get, we get." Prep expert Doug Ritchie has local reaction to this week's vote.
The petition received the necessary amount of signatures to be voted on. That vote will be Wednesday in Stevens Point at the WIAA annual meeting. If passed, the multiplier could be in place as early as May. And if not this May, then the start of next school year.
I think it came up so fast that the entire state, and WIAA included, wasn't prepared for it. You know, but it is something that people have discussed over time. I don't know if 1.65 is the answer. I don't know if 1.5 is the answer. I don't know if any multiplier is the answer.
The multiplier of 1.65 is in place because that's what Illinois has used.
It hasn't been effective in Illinois, and so they have changed their multiplier numerous times to kind of meet the needs of that state association.
Most of us would really like fair-minded, even-keel people to discuss it. You know, get this on the table, have an advisory committee take a look at it, maybe spend a year on it, and then make a reasonable advisement to the WIAA.
Implementing a multiplier suggests private schools have an advantage over public schools, but Notre Dame doesn't believe it or any other private school has an advantage over public when it comes to competing in sports.
Private schools can draw students from outside their areas, but so can public schools. So nobody's talking about the open enrollment. I think we've got to be careful to not react maybe to a particular private school or two that have had a nice run, especially in basketball.
This past football season, the 14 teams in the state championship games were all public. In boys and girls basketball, 12 of the 40 teams that qualified for the state tournament were private schools. That is 30%. According to the WIAA, there are 505 schools in the state, 76 which are private, or 15%.
If it's voted in, I think there's going to be litigation that's going to follow. That'll be in the courts for a number of years. And this is about high school sports, and this is about high school kids that just want to throw a football or want to shoot a basket or want to swim in a pool.
Now it appears even in high school, sports go beyond the lines. In Green Bay, Doug Ritchie, Fox 11 Sports.